Good moment.
Welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna,
Sabine.
and we're from Synergy in Motion, where we go beyond ordinary and into the magic and the possibilities of what it is to live true to you. And go beyond ordinary. That's a tagline that is really speaking to us. We're going to be changing things up around here with these daily contemplations. We've been getting way too predictable. You've been seeing these yellow walls a lot, and while they're cheery, there's other places to be, and there's different ways that we can communicate with you. So we're going to change it up, and
we're ready to be surprised ourselves. We have no idea, but yesterday we just said, you know what? Let's surprise ourselves. Let's see what else we can do, how else we can deliver these contemplations and contemplate for ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we have no idea. We might be here tomorrow morning again, or we might not be. We might use a different medium. Who knows? Be surprised. We still will continue with the contemplation, just in a more creative or different way. Who knows?
Yes, we'll see. So, and back to that, what we've been doing, we're contemplating a new 6-part series and a new hexagram, the 60-second hexagram of the I-Ching, which is this beautiful ancient wisdom made more modern and relevant through gene keys and human design, which we've been studying, both of us, and just looking at it. So what is Gate 62, hexagram 62 all about? For you wordsmiths out there and the creatives, this is the gate of detail. And it's called the preponderance of the small in human design. So the gate of detail and words. So if you love words, this is like opening you up to the possibility of wordsmithing in a new way. So it is the gate of detail and being really precise. We've been in the root, exploring kind of the root energies, this raw power. Now this raw power is moving up, and it gets to be expressed and refined through the throat, through how we communicate, how we manifest. So it's the power of detail, and we'll see about how great detail can be and how also it can be a bit of a detriment when you get lost in the details.
And here we always look at life through the lens of living a magical life, because that is what we are interested in being and doing. And when you look at details and words and language, if you are using language in the detail and you're getting lost in the detail, then you forget the magic. And that getting lost in detail is when you use language as labeling to the exclusion of whatever you label is also. So you could say it very simple. If you use language as an or, like this is this or that. This is a shirt or an apple, and that's what those things are, nothing else. Mm-hmm. Then you're going into separation.
But I mean, we need that, right? It's the language that we use so that we can communicate. So if let's say you don't speak French and you go to France and you want to buy an apple, but you say, I want this shirt, that's confusing. So when you know the language, you can get what you want, and you can communicate in an easier way. Light from day, sun and moon and dog and cat. We learn this in grade 1 in kindergarten, and it separates out, and we need it so that we can be clear in our communication, but then we get so stuck in it, and that we just see dog, and then dog brings up all this meaning and all of this, and we miss the creature behind the label dog. And we do it with people, and we see this in Black Lives Matter. We see it in all the labeling that we do and how hurtful it is. And when we don't see the person or the energy behind the word. So this is where it gets a little complex, and we want to bring in this magic.
Mm-hmm. And the magic comes in with and. Yeah? When you use language, this is a dog and it is a sentient being. And instead of this is a dog and it's nothing else. right? It's the as well and. So we have used language to separate out instead of including to a large extent. And our mind loves to categorize and label and put things in little boxes. Tell me what to do, and I might do it. There's an and.
No.
That's a different story. But perceive that exclusivity of the mind slash intellect, right? That thing that goes high speed between your ears, trying to put things into boxes because it is not built for the and. The and is who we are. We as beings are capable to perceive that you can have your cake and you can eat it. It's both possible. But the mind doesn't get that. It is always you have to choose this or that. And we're so entrained from our system at school that there is one right answer. There are not two right answers. There is one way that is correct. And where there is some truth in that, but in the way that we have been entrained to think, it's not correct. Because a dog is so much more than a dog or a tree or a candle. There's always an and. So to play with this, what we invite you to do today is always add that little and at the end of any kind of conclusion, any kind of thought. And what else? Yeah, it's a fun game to play in your day. It's like really inviting yourself into the and, to see beyond what you have labeled something.
And if you hang around Sabina long enough, you'll hear and in the language. So it's really something that I hear that you use, and it creates so much more. There's always more possibility when you say you say a statement and what else? There's always more.
And I love that little pause. You don't have to jump in with your mind. It's just allow yourself and pause. Allow that space. Because who we are is so much more than what we label us to be or the world to be. So allowing that pause of and what else? Right? It's a diving into magic, being surprised, being open.
And look at the people in your life, the close people in your life, especially where you have defined them and you've given them a definition. Oh, he's always that way and she's that. And I've certainly done that in my life before. And what that does, it separates me out, and I don't see the beauty of all of the other possibilities that they are. Because I have labeled them and put them in a box, that's where they stay in my mind, my perspective. And they cannot flower as a being in my perspective. So I don't see that. I've cut off myself from that. So just notice where you are labeling someone close to you in your life. She is that, he is that, they are that. And then just go, and I want what else? And I wonder what else is possible with you.
Where have you labeled yourself?
I am
and
this.
Forgot the and. Where
You can be this or that, but you're not and.
And where have you judged yourself into a box? And lift yourself out with the and. Yes, that might be true. And I'm so much more. Yeah, so not living from that linear boxing up of things, but we truly are. In the Gene Keys, this hexagram is called the language of light. So allow that light to shine through and bust through the limitations of the or, I'm this or that, and let it invite you into the and. I'm this and that. And look, this too. And ooh, the and allows more than two. Yeah?
Yeah, beautiful. Love it. So,
do you want to do a little?
Sure. Let's just attune with the energy of you, your body, and this day.
End.
So take a deep breath in. And breathing in the and, all of you, and more, and what else, and breathe it out. Connecting to this now moment. And feel the spaciousness of the and with your body. You have toes, and you have fingers, and you have a nose, and you have a belly button, and you have cells, and you have bones, and muscles, and energy,
and consciousness.
And you are more than the body, this body. So be with that awareness of this beautiful body. Like feel it, touch it, connect with it, connect with the earth, the breath.